again, I'm Connie Valentine, and today in this video we are going to talk about how to find your life purpose, or in Japanese word, Ikigai. Your reason for being is what it's known as in Japan. And this is all about what makes you get up in the morning and smile just like the sunshine over here and feel excited jumping out of bed. So in Japan, there's this island Okinawa, and this is where one of the islands where there is a huge number of centenarians, or people that are over 100 years old. And researchers have put that down to their diet, which is 80%, actually more than 90% whole food and plant-based. And they eat like 2 to 3% of meat and fish in their diet. The other thing that might be contributing to them having such a long-lived life and happy life is them knowing their life purpose and having this concept of Ikigai. So what is Ikigai? How do we find our life purpose? They've designed this system, we could say, or not even a system, it's a way of connecting to your life purpose and having that meaning in your life. And it really comes down to 4 things. And that's this: your passion, your mission, your profession, and vocation. So let me go into that a bit further. And what does it mean? Your passion. What do you love doing? And I talk about this a lot in my other videos as well. It's connected to what do you love doing? And yes, that's only one part of the equation, because yes, we can connect to what we love doing, and then what? Are we going to get paid for it? Is it something that the world needs? And that's when we put this all together here. The second thing is what are the things you are good at, or you want to learn and get good at? So putting these 2 things together, this is all about your passions. The third thing, what are the things you'd like to be paid for, or what are the things you'd like to earn an income with? The fourth thing, what do you feel or believe that the world needs or is missing, or something that needs to change in the world? What does the world need? So have a think about those 4 things, and when you put them together, this will form your life purpose. The other thing is with the vocation, I recall reading a quote by Leonardo da Vinci, and he says, you won't feel like you're working a day in your life if you turn your vocation into your vacation. And what does he mean by this? He means that your vocation, your work, the work that you do to serve the world, the work that you're doing to earn an income, the work that you're doing to fulfill your life purpose should be, or should feel like your vacation. And your vacation, I don't mean like traveling around and sitting on the beach. I mean what you love doing. That's what it's about. He's talking about connecting to what you love doing, because when you love doing what you're doing every day, it won't feel like work. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this. How do we find this? So usually I found that it's usually connected to a theme in our life, or a few themes that are related, and we're usually born with it, or we have it deep within ourselves. It's part of who we are, and it just gets clouded over by society's expectations, what we are told we are supposed to do. We are told we are supposed to do this job because that's how you'll earn money. If you do what you love, if you follow a career in art, if you love drawing and painting, you'll just be a poor artist, or you'll be a poor musician on the street, or you won't make money doing what you love. So it's sort of like this thing that we're taught in school is follow these career paths and you'll make money, you'll be a success in life. But we forget to talk to our heart, we forget to ask our soul, we forget to tune into ourselves and our own bodies and connect to what it is that really makes us happy, what we are meant to be doing, what were we born to do. And each one of us has this purpose and has this mission within us, and it's all about unlocking it. And this is one method, or one way to start exploring what it is that you are here to do, and what it is your mission and purpose and work. What is your service to the world? What is your gift to the world? And these are all terms you've probably heard before. And it all ties back into this here. And it can change and it can evolve over your lifetime. It can deepen, it can shift and take different forms. You can find your life purpose in 5 minutes, or you can take a whole lifetime to find your life purpose. But if you start doing this or start using this system, asking these questions, you will find and connect to it a lot quicker. So let's have a look at how we can do that. I'm just going to have to flip the whiteboard around here and we'll go a little bit deeper. So let's get into this. The word Ikigai dates back to 794 to 1185, the Heian period in Japan. And in 2014, a British activist by the name of Mark Wynne was listening to a talk or did some research on this topic, and he actually designed this diagram, this system here, or put it together in these little circles. These are concepts that have been talked about in different ways, even in my past videos about life purpose, but this is a great way to join all the things together in order to connect all the dots and find your life purpose and a way to be paid for doing it. So let's get into it now. So you'll see these 5 circles here, and I spoke about 4 things before. Your passion. So it's about asking what you are good at doing and what you love. When you put those 2 together, that is what forms your passion. So let's move down here. What in the world needs, or what the world needs, or what's missing, or what change do you want to see in the world? Is it an environmental change? Is it a change to people's health? Is it animal rights? Is it environmentalism? Is it a change in the law or the legal system? Or any other area you feel that needs change or improvement in the world? What needs to be changed? And what can you be paid to do? Those 2 things, when you get them together, that forms your vocation. When you join together what can you be paid to do and what you are good at doing, that gives you your profession. So what you're good at doing or what you can be paid to do, you can make a living. It's your profession. If the world needs something, there's going to be a vacancy in that area. There will be jobs. Whether you love doing it, that's your mission. If you can find these 2 together, what you love and what the world is missing, you will have your life mission. Your mission to make this change in the world. Those 2 together. But the problem is, can you be paid for that? When you have what you're good at doing, what you are paid to do, what the world needs, and what you love doing together, where they all join forces, then you find your life purpose. And your life purpose, your Ikigai. And so what happens in all these spaces in between, because a lot of us get stuck in 1 or 2 of these places. So for me, I know this has happened where I have found what I love doing, and I love giving guidance readings to people. I love counseling, and I also like spirituality and teaching spiritual concepts, but it's very hard to get paid out there or to find a job teaching spiritual concepts. It's not something that's in high demand from an economic point of view or from a world need point of view, although perhaps you can look at it from a different way, in that yes, people do need a spiritual sense of purpose. People do need that connection to their spirituality, but is it something that from the corporate world or from an economic point of view is a job or work that you can easily find and get paid for? It's a bit tricky. So I find myself in that position, in trying to marry what I love and what the world needs. I had my life mission, but it was tricky to find paid work. I had to generate my own clients. I had to find ways to teach meditation. I ran classes and I loved doing it. And in fact, in the end, I ended up doing it for free because I loved it so much and I just didn't want to charge people for it. But you can charge people for classes teaching meditation or teaching whatever it is you like doing. It's not to say that you can't do it, and I was doing it at one point, but I just decided not to. The other thing is here, getting paid to do. So what's the issue here? We've got this little dot here. Most people have, 95% of people, more than 80% to 95% of people hate their jobs. This was a study done by Deloitte. And for me, I ended up deciding I need money, I need to pay the bills like all of us do. And I ended up working in finance, even though I'd studied psychology and studied counseling and had my passion and love in other areas. I just couldn't find a way to do it, to find a way to earn an income in a job so easily. So I ended up working in finance. It was jobs that were available, finance and insurance, and I was doing good at it. So it was paying the bills and I was earning good money and I was happy in terms of earning the money there. But was I living my mission? No. Was I doing what I was loving? No. Was I fulfilling a world need that I felt connected to? No. There was a need because the world needs finance and people knowing what to do in the world of finance. There is a need, but it wasn't connected to my passion or what I love doing, my mission, or my passion. So a lot of us get stuck here because we need money. We are wanting to earn money to pay bills. So it's a tricky spot. When you are caught up in between filling a world need and doing what you're good at, this is where you get a lot of security and comfort, and yes, you're good at doing it, so you get paid good money because you're getting better and better at it because you're good at it. So you'll be rewarded handsomely. If you're really good at your job, you'll get more money because you'll keep progressing in your career. The issue here is that a lot of us, we are progressing and climbing the corporate ladder, and we are chasing the dollar. We're getting better and better at our jobs, and we're really good at it. We're getting handsomely rewarded, paid very well. The world needs our service, but we have forgotten about what we love doing. We have forgotten about our mission. We probably don't even know what it is because we haven't explored it yet. And we don't know, we're not doing our passion, but we're earning good money and we are paying the bills. But deep down, we are feeling empty. We have an empty void. We are not fulfilled. We are not happy. We are miserable. And this is when the anxiety and the depression sets in because your soul, your heart, your mind are saying, this is not working. I feel disconnected to my job. I'm just living the robot life. I'm getting up, going to work, earning money, doing what I need to do, coming back home, going to sleep, waking up and doing it all over again every day for how many years? But our heart is sad. We are not fulfilled. We're not happy. We're just running on empty. And eventually people end up getting sick. They end up getting depressed. They're stressed and they're not happy because they are not connecting their work to their passions and to what they love doing. What you are passionate about is what you were born to do. So this is where a lot of people are stuck, and I was stuck in this situation myself. So I do understand that scenario very well. Now, what happens when we come around up the top here? We have satisfaction but not being productive in our lives. So when we marry these two together, what you love doing and what you're good at. For example, I loved teaching meditation. I was good at teaching meditation, but it was really hard to make a living or earn good money doing that in the way that I was doing it. I wasn't expanding. I wasn't connecting the other dots, finding something to be paid well to do and finding a big need in the world. So I felt very satisfied teaching meditation. I loved teaching meditation, but I didn't feel productive enough. I felt like there was more I could give. You can earn good money doing it, but I felt like there was more I needed to do. I was not feeling productive. I felt that was one part of the picture and not the whole picture. So this is just my example. You'll probably have your own examples. Now, what happens when we are down here? We've covered these two over here. So, when you are meeting up with your need, the world's need, and what you love doing. So you have found out what the world needs or what is needed in society or in your community. Something needs change, and you loved it. You love it. You are feel connected. You are feeling connected to what you are doing. So you found your mission. That's great. Yet, what happens here is that still it can feel not secure. You can feel excited. You're still not sure, and it's hard to link it to a profession. So you could be running your own independent, maybe a charity, or you're pushing a cause, animal welfare or environmental cause or some other community need. And you could be developing a cause, but it's not being supported financially. There are many causes that are supported financially and very handsomely, but a lot of people get stuck here because they're doing their mission, but they're not feeling really secure in it because they haven't connected it to work that they can be paid for or earning an income at the same time as fulfilling that cause and doing what you are good at. Have they developed the skills to do that really, really well so that they can get paid well? And then we come around here where you are fulfilling, you're feeling fulfilled, you're happy, but you've got an empty purse. And that's doing what you're good at and what you love. You're good at it, you love it. You could be really good at painting artwork. You could be really good at skateboarding or really good at something that you're passionate about and that you love doing, but you're struggling to make money out of it. You're struggling to earn enough to pay your bills and thrive. So you're completely fulfilled, you're totally happy, but you've got an empty purse. So this is another area where many people get stuck. A lot of people get stuck in these two areas. And so it's tricky. When you're here, when you connect all these four areas together, this is when you are going to rocket out of bed. You'll be excited, your eyes wide open, because you're excited. You know that it's a work, it's your purpose, it's what you can be paid to do, what you're good at doing, what the world needs, and what you love. You're connected. It fulfills your mission, it fulfills your passion, it fulfills your profession and vocation. Everything is met. So let's give an example, my Ikigai. So what do we do? How do we do this? How do we do this for you? Let's talk about you now. And I'll give you an example about my story so you can kind of maybe relate. So many of you might be aware, might not be aware. My passions, what I love doing. And this is one of the first things I studied was psychology and personal development, the mind, the body. So I love psychology and personal development. I love science. And I love natural health. I was very curious about people were getting sick all around me when I was very young. I had friends when I was very little die of diseases, cancers, all sorts of things that I just couldn't get my head around. And this fostered a really big curiosity to understand how the human body works and how we can heal the body naturally, because I was just seeing that people were not getting better by the normal ways, by the pharmaceutical drugs. And although they can help many people in many ways, I was just, as a little girl, I was very frustrated because I was just not getting any answers. It didn't make sense what I was seeing, that all these people were going to the doctors, they were doing all these things, yet their diseases were getting worse. So I grew very fond and I became passionate about health, natural healing, natural health, science. I want to know everything about the human body, how to heal your body, mind, body, spirit, heart, the holistic healing. And that's why I founded Holistic Healing Institute, was to help people to heal themselves naturally and also to help myself heal naturally. Because as some of you may know, I went through a deep depression myself. I became sick and had a lot of anxiety as a teenager as well. And so this fostered my curiosity and wanted to learn about how to make myself better as well and how to heal my own self and fill my own void, because I couldn't connect to my own life purpose at that age. There was a complete and utter black hole and void in my life. And I went through the dark night of the soul. as they like to call it, the depression. And so then I delved into spirituality and meditation. I started learning Buddhism and all these spiritual modalities and philosophies from the East and the West. And I married them together, and this is where I learned how to find my own life purpose and my own connection to my own self and my own spirituality. And that became a passion for me as well. And I started to learn more about science and more about spirituality and multidimensional realities and the quantum field and psychic phenomena and paranormal events. I just became really curious about all the different facets of life and of the world. And these are the things that I became passionate about. How was I going to earn an income with all these things together? Because I found it really hard to separate one or the other. So yes, I went to school and I learned psychology. I studied how to be a counselor. I studied health. I studied science. I studied chemistry. I studied biology. I studied nutrition, and I became a naturopath and a nutritionist on top of becoming a counselor. So I took that path because I thought that that was what people wanted. This is what the world needed. I felt there were so many people that are sick. There were so many people that are suffering from chronic disease and chronic illness, and they need help to heal their body naturally, because pharmaceuticals and the modern methods were failing many people. And I'm not saying it's failing everyone, because modern medicine is very, very important and is helping a lot of people. But I also saw that there were a lot of people that were suffering from lifestyle created diseases that needed the help of natural medicine. And this is why I chose that path to study to be a naturopath and a counselor and a nutritionist. And I learned about herbs and plants and minerals and nutrition that could heal your body, heal every single cell in your body through nutrition. And that also became a passion for me. And it was connected to my passions anyway. So I followed that path because that was the path that was available via the paid to do, jobs that were accepted in society and work that was available. So that's what I did. Now, when it comes to what the world needs, yes, as I discussed, the world needs science, it needs researchers, it needs people that are studying the pharmaceuticals, that are studying the herbs, that are studying the natural ways of healing in order to help this big problem that the world is facing of people becoming chronically ill, and it's happening at a younger and younger age. And people feel unhappy and miserable, which is where I studied the psychology and the physical body to marry the two together, so that people are not feeling sick. They are also able to be happy and fulfilled psychologically, not suffer from the anxiety and the depression that is growing and growing in society. More and more people are getting these diseases and these illnesses and these afflictions. So that's where I felt I was meeting the world's needs. Now, when we come over here, what am I good at doing? What I felt I was good at doing is explaining things. I'm good at talking. I think I'm good at talking, or my friends tell me I'm good at talking. They tell me I could talk underwater. So I thought, how can I marry these things together? Sharing. I love sharing information. I love researching and sharing that information. I love training and I love writing. And the training comes from, one of my first jobs I ever did was working at McDonald's, a fast food chain of restaurants, which is quite funny because I've come full circle to the opposite side, and I'm all about natural health and healing and natural foods. But what I learned at McDonald's as a teenager, and I loved working there, was training people. I became a trainer at McDonald's. I was training other staff, I was training other managers, and I loved it. I loved teaching and training and watching people grow and develop and sharing that experience with people. So these were the things that I loved. These were the things that I'm passionate about. The world's needs and what jobs were out there, what you could get paid to do, like what jobs are available, and what in different companies and different things out there in the world where I was living. So these were my areas here. So how do I find my life purpose? How do I marry all these things together? Because it looks like there is a lot there, a lot of different areas. What was my life purpose? For me, I feel that part of my life purpose is to teach, to share, and to help to share all this information with people to empower them. so that they can be healthy and live their own passion, their own purpose, so that they are free of all these blocks in their life, their health problems, their mental, psychological, emotional issues that are blocking them from feeling fulfilled and free to live their passion and purpose. And this is how I have connected to my Ikigai, my life purpose and mission. So it took me a little while because I was connecting the dots, through many years, and I spent years studying a lot of different things, and I took one detour, took another detour. I love doing guidance readings for people, intuitive readings for people. I marry all these things together, how I can serve people, I can teach them, I can share with them and help them on their way to living their own life purpose and passion. And this is part of even me sharing this video with you today, and this concept. It's part of my mission, part of my life purpose. So now it's your turn to find your Ikigai, your life purpose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually have, this might be a bit hard for some people to see. I'm going to actually put a screenshot. I'm going to put the link down below in the video, below this video. So you can actually have a look at this closer, and then you can compare it and relate it to your own life, and to the things that you're passionate about, and to the things that you've been working or being paid to do. And you can work out what your mission is. For me, my mission is to help the planet evolve, is to help raise the consciousness on the planet by teaching meditation, by teaching people how to be free from their health afflictions, by teaching people how to eat healthy, live healthy, think healthy, be connected to their heart and mind and spirit so that they can fulfill their life purpose and mission. That is part of my mission and part of my purpose. And it's connected to all of the things that I love doing, I love studying, I love researching this stuff, and I love talking to you about it. I love it. And I want the same for you. So I want you to comment down below. Tell me what you think of this concept. Tell me if you think it's a good idea. Tell me if it's helping you to find your life purpose, helping you to connect with your passions. And let me know what your passions are. I love to find out. If you have any questions, ask the questions down below and let me know. And remember, give yourself time. Be kind to yourself, because it's not just about the end goal. This is a journey that we're going through. Your life purpose is about your whole life. It's something you'll be developing over your life. It will evolve. It will grow. I started off doing one thing. I started off doing counseling. In fact, I started off, in the world of finance, and I learned a lot there. Then I started counseling, and I was doing guidance readings and intuitive readings for people. And I love that. And I still do love that. And that's evolved now into also balancing that out with a person's physical needs, naturopathy and herbs and nutrition, and how to cure the body, because we are our spirit in a physical body. So we need to feel holistically healthy, mind, body, and spirit, so that we can fulfill our mission and purpose in life. So it's evolving, and my mission and purpose is going to evolve further. So I want you to remember that you might have a common theme, you might not have a common theme. You might think that some of the things are unrelated. For example, one of my things that I love doing is also, and I haven't put that up here, but I love dancing and I like music. And that actually relates a lot to meditation. It relates to health as well. Because when you are happy, when you are healthy, you will dance. You will want to express yourself in a physical form that is healthy for you, that makes you feel happy. And the meditation also is a way to connect through music. For me, you can meditate through listening to quiet music, dancing to music. So these are things that seem unrelated to my passions and to my purpose. However, they do weave in. So that might be the case for you too. You might love doing something. Doesn't mean you have to stop doing it. It's just weaving that into your greater life purpose and meaning. And you can just do it as a hobby as well. Some of these things that you love doing. There are ways of weaving it in together. So just remember that you don't have to have the answers all at once. The other thing I wanted to talk about was be here now. Start enjoying and connecting to what you love doing right here, right now. Start reading books on what you love. Start talking to other people about what you love, the topics that interest you. Start exploring it now. Enjoy it now. Even if you've only got 5 minutes a day, and this is how I started when I was working in finance, when I was working in insurance. I was reading books after work. I was reading books on the train home about psychology, about the paranormal, about meditation, about how to heal depression, about how to heal your mind, about personal development. The things that I was passionate about. I was reading the books on the train home. I was reading things when I got home. I was talking to people that were interested in the same thing. And then that just fuels your passion. And then I made some decisions to study and to do other things. And so it's a step-by-step process. So be patient and be kind with yourself. And be your purpose. Don't sell out for money. And this is a process. So I know it's not so easy, and I went through this process as well, where you have to earn a living. Stay connected to that job, because that is serving a purpose in your life. It is allowing you to explore. Be happy. You might not realize it now, but it has a purpose in your life, and you will realize it later. It's showing you something. It's teaching you something, which you will probably use later on as your purpose evolves, as your mission evolves. And in the end, basically, if you don't connect with your passion, if you don't connect with the things that you love doing, eventually you won't be happy. You won't feel fulfilled at the end of your life, because there's a saying that you will leave your music unsung. It's a saying that I've heard out there in different places. Don't let your song be unsung. And it's important to share your passion. Your song is your passion. It's what you were born to do. It's what you love doing. Share that love with other people. Fulfill that life purpose. Start doing it. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be big life-changing thing. Start small. Start doing one thing at a time, and it will grow. You will start to connect with the energy of love, and that will just grow bigger and bigger, and it will evolve. So I wanted to leave you with one little thing at the end of this video, and I wrote here, don't wait for the depression to set in. Maybe it already has. That was my story. My wake-up call was me being 16 years old, feeling totally depressed, feeling suicidal, and not wanting to live anymore. I was just depressed. I couldn't see what my life purpose was. I couldn't see the meaning of my life. I felt like what was ahead was just an empty robot life, working, studying, doing things that I wasn't really passionate about. I just was completely disconnected. And it was that made that depression, that deep depression, that made me wake up and realize I have to find some meaning in my life. I have to find the purpose. I have to wake up and snap out of this depression. And it wasn't easy. It took a bit of time for me. I had to do a lot of meditation and self-exploration and asking these questions of myself. These are the questions that I was asking myself when I was 16. And I kept asking myself this question each year. Each time I was feeling uncertain. Each time I started to feel anxious. Because even when I was studying to be a naturopath, I was getting anxiety. I was starting to question myself again. Is this really what I'm passionate about? Is this what I really love? And it wasn't that on its own. I had to ensure that I was fulfilling and doing all of my passions. That was the only way I could be happy. And this is me doing that right here, right now, sharing this knowledge with you. This is a passion of mine, and I love doing it, and I want to see you do the same. So remember, connect, start asking yourself these questions. Ask your heart, what do you want? And give yourself the space and the stillness to find those answers. You might not get an answer straight away. You might have to start trialing things, testing things. Start remembering the things you loved doing when you were younger. What are those topics that you love reading about? What are the things you just love talking about? What do you love doing in your spare time? What would you do if you got paid to do something, whatever you dream of doing, your dream activity or your dream work, what would that be? Start writing those things down. Start writing any idea that comes to your mind, and soon you'll come across a theme. But you've got to start doing these things. And then you start to connect to it, and your body will shift, your mind will shift, your heart will start to open because you're giving it attention. You'll start to feel happy. Take me up on my 7-day meditation challenge. This will help you this will help you find your life purpose. Give yourself 10 to 15 minutes a day of quiet time. Meditate, close your eyes, or go out into nature and sit quietly and be with nature. And just hear yourself. Listen to the thoughts going through your head. Listen to your heart. You will find the answers. All right, that's it for today. Remember, be happy, be healthy, and live your passion. You will live your passion when you do this, when you start to connect the dots, when you start to ask the questions and find your answers. All right, have a beautiful day. Bye for now.